work!
Alright, so with the botched James ending, that I don't know if I got the best route in, or whatever, because I don't know. I didn't get the true ending. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, because I feel like it's gonna end abruptly. Here we go, let's let them go. I couldn't keep them here. I knew I couldn't. They were demons and I was a human. I needed to deal with my own life beyond anything else. If the boys stayed, my life would only become more complicated. I'm sorry. I didn't even need to finish. James nodded, keeping a professional tone in his voice as he replied to me.
Then we will be gone before you wake, miss. Thank you for letting us stay here as long as we did.
I could feel the upset emotions and the incubi reverberate in the room, but I couldn't change my mind. I had too much going on in my life to let them stay, no matter how much I wanted them to.
It was a pleasure to have served you, beautiful lady.
It was hard watching each boy turn away from me for the last time. I stood there, waiting for them all to leave the lobby.
I guess this is goodbye. Yeah. Have a good one.
I stuck to my guns. I knew I was making the right choice.
Thank you for having us, miss. Maybe we'll see each other again.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Goodbye.
As Damon left my sight, I finally let in air that I was denying into my body inside. My life would return to normal. Well, as normal as it could be. However, I was smarter and wiser than before. I knew of things beyond humanity now. I had come to learn about the boys and the existence of the supernatural. I wasn't blind to what was beyond human life. Learning of this made me more open-minded. Gain +2 mind! Woo! Okay, sorry. I nodded to myself before heading into my room, closing the door, and mentally allowing the reality of the situation to sink in. Tomorrow I had school, no devils to kidnap me, no incubi to wake up with. I went to bed that night, accepting and not regretting anything. Or so I had hoped.
You are an interesting
What the fuck?
creature.
She still shows up? She still shows up? She still shows up?
Ooh.
She still shows up? Like, what the hell?
What a goody
Ah,
Well, I mean,
I have noticed bugs.
Boys.
I have noticed that
am I?
my choices...
If you want to go see for yourself, you can. Am I?
Wait, what?
The boys are gone, sweetie. Am I?
Oh. The boys wouldn't just up and leave without resting first, right? Oh. What do you mean, take my memories?
Well, we demons can't have just anyone knowing about us. You have to completely devote your soul to learning about us. And even then, it's not always guaranteed that you can be granted knowledge of us.
What makes me not deserve to know everything? I was attacked by devils, I was found by the boys in the house, I was wounded, and...
You were attacked by a gang and were almost killed. You found 5 homeless men and let them stay in your home. There's nothing special about either of these instances.
Whoa, dude. Yes, there was.
A human like you can't understand the rules. The boys themselves aren't even aware of the rules. They'll learn soon enough.
Diana flipped her hair before looking to me with a stern look.
Listen, sweetie. You're not going back to bed or leaving this house with those memories. I'm taking them from you, one way or another.
I glared, standing my ground. You're not taking my memories. I'm not letting you take them.
And what do you plan to do with them, huh? Tell the press? Gossip to your friends that demons exist? Confess to your parents that you had demon servants and were almost killed by a devil gang?
No, she was making me mad. Did she seriously think I was that stupid? Those memories were precious to me, and I wasn't going to let her win over my mind. These memories are important to me. I know that other creatures exist. I know that magic exists. I'm more open-minded now.
Open-minded or gullible?
What did she mean by that? The point of being open-minded was to be open to all thought. How was that anything close to being gullible?
There is nothing to learn from remembering the boys that won't bring trouble. I'm merely saving you from that. There are more than just demons who want to keep their existence a secret. There are many creatures in this world that don't want to be known of, and you remembering a small fragment is not acceptable to them without good reason.
Diana smirked.
If you would have kept the boys, or at least had one of them around, they'd be a little more lenient to listen to your pleas. However, you're about to go into tomorrow without any of them around.
I couldn't believe my ears. There were more than just demons? Other fictional creatures existed? There was a system? What? Diana sighed and snapped her fingers, lifting my body up from the ground with her magic.
Look, I can kill you and no longer waste what little time I have, or I can erase your memories and go on with my life. I have more important things to do above arguing with you.
I looked down at the ground to see something that made every nerve in my body quickly quake in fear. On the ground was a large open mouth with sharp, wet teeth, leading to an empty black abyss. I could feel the heat from the mouth's breath pant against my floating body. I looked to Diana, who was looking at me with a stern and almost heartless gaze.
Make a choice, sweetie. Give up your memories, or be a demon's snack. I warn you, he's quite the biter.
I was panicking. I was about to die. Again. The boys weren't here to protect me. What was I going to do? Summon him. Ooh. That's right. I knew a way to bring them back. I just had to remember. Huh? I couldn't remember his name. Oh, fuck. Why can't I? Dana suddenly let out a laugh, breaking me of concentration.
Don't even try, sweetie. I've already blocked that small memory from you.
Oh my fucking shit. Oh. She could have erased it then. You sneaky.
No sassing with me. Now choose.
Oh my gosh. Then I remembered. Demons had a conscience. They weren't heartless without reason. She could be reasoned with. She seemed like a businesswoman. Wait!
What? You're wasting my time.
What about a deal, huh? Deanna raised an eyebrow. I was afraid she wasn't one to listen. What if she was as ruthless as I imagined her to be?
I'm listening.
Wait, really? Was she really willing to listen to me? She didn't drop me in the pit of death, but she didn't let me out of her spell. Now was a good time as any to try reason. These memories are precious to me, but they're not worth losing my life.
Of course.
I mean, if I die, people will wonder and try to find explanations to how I died or where I disappeared to.
Then just hand over your memories.
What if I traded them to you instead? You seem like a reasonable businesswoman. A trade is better than forcing me to give in, right? This was insane. I didn't even know if she was willing to listen. She already had me hanging over a pit of death. The only thing I could hope for was for her being forgiving enough to listen to reason.
Well, speak your terms. What do you want in exchange?
I let out a relieved sigh. She was willing to listen further. Well, what can you give me in return for them?
I'm a demon. I can give you anything within reason. Money, men, women, power. Name it. Just make it worth the price.
She could really give me anything? My mind began to wander. What did I want? Dude. I heard Diana stifle a laugh.
Me? Are you serious? What do you mean, me?
I mean, you hot. I looked at Diana again. She was indeed scary, but she was gorgeous, and somehow she interested me. More so than the boys. I mean, you staying with me for a little while. I want to get to know you and these rules you're talking about.
A human wanting to know more about a demon and the rules. You're really trying to step over your place, especially if you'll be losing those memories in the end.
I'm serious. I'll give you my memories and energy if you stay just for a couple of days. A day, even. It'll be worth it.
Completely willingly?
Completely willingly.
And if you don't fulfill your end of the bargain?
Then you can feed me to your pit beast. Or whatever. Did that really slip out of my mouth? Was I really wanting to put my life back on that line again? If it meant keeping my memories for a little longer, then yes. Diana looked at me, scanning my body with her eyes for any signs of false intent. I didn't have any, so Diana sighed and snapped her fingers again. The demon below me vanished, and I was slowly lowered to the ground. I looked at Diana in surprise.
You are very lucky demon magic is so finicky.
What do you mean?
Why do you think demons make deals with humans like you?
I wasn't sure. Demons were still new to me. I had heard stories of people making deals with demons, only ruin coming from it. Diana sighed.
It's one thing to take your memories or your energy. It's another for you to willingly give it. We get more for our effort if the one we make a deal with is willing. Think of it like sex. If I'm aroused and you're willing to open your legs for me, I'll get pleasure. I'll enjoy it. You might enjoy it. And it's done.
I feel like think of it like sex is pretty much the entire premise of the game. That's it. That's the entire premise of the game. We can all go home.
But if you aren't willing and I force myself on you anyway, it's not so pleasurable for me. Even if I get what I want, it won't be as worth the effort.
Actually, rapists are normally in search of a position of power. They're not actually like... Well, technically, yes, they are looking for sex, but they also just kind of want to be in control of something. It's a thing... I'll shut up. Strangely, that made sense. It was very much like a business. If I had what they want, they could negotiate for it, or they could take it away. Anyway, but not without a fight. Were they all really business-oriented? My curiosity about demons grew as I realized what deal I had made. So you'll stay for a couple of days?
A day is enough.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Diana looked at me up and down once again. I felt a little naked all of a sudden under her gaze, but I ignored it as she shrugged.
All right.
Diana kept her eyes on me, unsure what was going on from the look on her face.
So, what do you want to know? You're obviously curious about demons enough to make a deal with me.
My first thought shot to her, but then I remembered the boys. Not all of my questions were answered, and I wanted to know everything. First of all, who exactly are you? Diana chuckled before crossing her arms.
You may refer to me as simply Diana. As I said before, I'm a succubus, and I intend to bring the boys back home.
Back home? What do you mean? Back to the demon world?
Precisely. They don't belong here, and it's imperative that they return.
Why?
Did they not tell you? They're runaway royals.
I couldn't believe my ears. What? They're royalty? What?
Ah, so they didn't tell you. How unfortunate. You were in the presence of a demon prince and his noble brothers, and you didn't even know.
Yeah, I mean, what the fool am I? Ha, ha, ha. They hid something. Why? Did they not trust me? Bum, 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 bum. What am I supposed to believe?
Believe whatever you wish. The confusion will fade away soon enough, regardless.
Yay for exposition. Blah, 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 blah. I looked to Diana, who only gave me a almost sober look in return. She was serious about removing my memories, but she would keep her end of the deal until I learnt all I could. That, and I felt thrilled to have her. Maybe it was because she was the succubus. I don't know. I sighed and faced Diana. So, how did you get to the human world? How did the boys get here?
With the help of a human, in both of our cases. There's truly no need for details beyond that. Any human can cast a demon summoning spell. It's just a matter of what happens during the summoning and after where things get tricky.
What do you mean?
Well, if a human is willing, only part of their life force is taken from them, and they are given one chance to open a bridge between our worlds to allow the demon they desire to come through. The more demons come through, the more life force the spell takes. Luckily for the poor human that brought them here, the boys sacrificed some of their own powers to open the bridge instead of letting the spell feed solely on the human. The human lived, and the boys came through.
That almost made sense. Something in my mind clicked, but I couldn't clear it out to figure out what it was. I only nodded to Diana. Yeah, your grandpa let in the frickin'... And you were the same?
Somewhat. However, I don't care to go into details about how I came here. You'll forget soon enough.
That's not part of the deal.
You wish to have me around for more information. I get to decide what information to give.
Cheater.
It's not cheating if it's not a broken rule.
I huffed and crossed my arms and legs. Diana was a game player and I didn't like her rules. However, there were the rules I had to accept in order to keep my memories a little while longer. I'd find a way to remember. She wasn't going to win. Diana let out a small chuckle and ran a hand through her hair.
Well, I believe I should head to bed. If I'm to stay here, then I need some form of sleep.
I watched as Diana crossed through my room to the door and opened it. She turned to me with a small wink.
Have a good night. See you in the morning.
This is a weird, freaky extra route that I did not expect and kind of, to be honest, don't really like. But I'm here, so I mean, she's gone. It was like she was in control. I almost gritted. Wait, hold on. She wasn't the master of the house. I was. What was going on with me? Bad luck. You give me that bad touch. I sighed and covered myself with my blankets, wanting tonight to end. I needed tomorrow to come. School would take my mind off things. If school actually happened anyway. I woke in the morning minutes before the alarm, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah, closed downstairs bag. Breakfast? I continued my way to the dining room to see Diana laying out a plate covered with sliced fruit. On the table were delicious smelling eggs, toast, bacon, ham, veggies, and juice. I felt my mouth salivate. But then I remembered that it was Diana serving breakfast, and I shook my head. What are you doing?
You're up. Come. Breakfast. I didn't know what you liked, so I made everything I knew humans ate for this time of day.
This girl has never had to cook for anyone. The character we played has never had to cook. And I was the asshole who let them go. Why does this route exist?
I already ate.
Okay. What did you eat?
You really wish to
No.
know?
All of that from a small bite. It's a crack peach.